Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a Muscle the role-playing game advice video. This is gonna be the first of several. So I'm titling this one In-Ring Tactics Number 1. Before I get into this though, if you enjoy my content, it would really help me out if you could hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my content, and post a comment or two. Remember, I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Friends can still disagree. And check me out over on Rumble for my political commentary and weekly current events. If you enjoy a good book, check out my author page over on Amazon.com. My pen name is H.L. Anderson. You can find all 11 of my books over there, 2 of which are tabletop role-playing games, including Muscle, the tabletop role-playing game of classic professional wrestling. Yeah. All of my stuff is quirky weird, so if you enjoy quirky weird, go check it out. Knock yourself out. Alright, in-ring tactics. If you want your character to be successful, you need to take steps to make that happen. You can get lucky, but if you're relying on luck, your tactics have failed. And a lot of it is luck because of the die rolls, but your tactics are predominant. If you have bad tactics, your die rolls won't matter. If your die rolls are bad or good, you can't control that. You can control your tactics. So here we go. The basic tactics outlined in the back of the book just after the knight's card are all valid. I thought I might elaborate a bit. Everything you do in a match has pros and cons. Keep all of that in mind. In the book, it advises to keep your opponent stunned whenever possible. If you cannot do that by inflicting damage, don't be afraid to bend the rules with eye gouges and low blows. These cost the opponent their initiative, just like being stunned, but they do count towards the referee's leniency towards your illegals. So if the referee only allows 5 illegals, they count towards that. In a no disqualification situation, this is not an issue. You can use many low blows or eye gouges as you want. Amen. Knock yourself out. If the opponent has already used his initiative this round, the stunned effect carries over into the next round. This leaves the opponent open for high damage moves like knee drops, power slams, pile drivers, and submission holds. If a move you intend to use will damage you if it misses, like that knee drop or splash, or dropping forearm, dropping headbutt, etc., it would behoove you to have that opponent stunned first. Yeah, high-risk moves are exactly that, high risk. If you're going to hit somebody with a knee drop and you miss, you hurt yourself. If you're coming off the top rope and he's out on the concrete and you're going for that high-risk knee drop and he moves, you're screwed over. Oh my Lord, that hurts. The concrete has no give. It does a crap ton of extra damage, and just read the knight's card, you'll see it. You want to have your opponent stunned before you do those big bad moves. Maneuver is important. Well, stunned characters have huge minuses. Maneuver is important. Every character has a limited number of attacks, and if the other guy has more attacks than you, he can move more than you. If your opponent is hurt badly, you can go all out and finish him off. The trick is to get him to the hurt badly status. To do that, you have to inflict more damage than you take, and that's not an easy task in this game. If you go first, right after the bell, you have to expend at least 3 attacks to even get to the opponent in his corner. This, by definition, limits the amount of damage you can inflict on him because you lost 3 attacks right off the bat just getting there. Now, you can use those 3 attacks for momentum so that they are not totally wasted. The problem with that is if you miss, you may hit the turnbuckles to take damage yourself. So that's a big deal. Momentum is wonderful if you hit. If you miss, it can be your worst enemy. I have, in the past, when we were playing this game years ago, my opponent, I had one specific opponent. If he got first initiative, or because we had low numbers of attacks, we were just starting, he would wait in his corner. He would just sit there and wait in his corner. And so when you went to attack him, he would dodge because he had good dodge bonuses. He would dodge, and then he had the next round to start fresh. If he went last on the first round, he would let you attack him, and then he had his full amount of attacks. You see what I'm saying? So it's a judgment call based on what you if you think you can dodge his stuff, then for the first round, then by all means, you can wait in your corner and that, not expend those 3 attacks. If not, it might behoove you to run over and hit him with like an eye gouge or something so that he loses his attacks. Either way, again, all this is judgment calls. You know your character better than anybody else. So you know what you can do and what you can't do. Don't overestimate what you can do, but don't underestimate the opponent. Another thing to consider is that when you dodge, it might be advantageous to dodge to an adjacent area. This forces the opponent to expend attacks to follow you. It does not cost you attacks to dodge in that manner. So it's definitely an advantage of the defender. Okay? So if he's going to hit you and you dodge to a new area, and then he has to expend an attack to get over there and then attack you again. You see what I'm saying? Him following you is expending his attacks, but it didn't cost you anything. So that's something to consider. Also, you can dodge by standing up, or you can dodge by going outside the ring if you're adjacent to the ropes, that kind of thing. If the situation is stagnant, or if you are on the losing side of an exchange, it might be advantageous to expend attacks, withdrawing several areas away. This serves to break up the momentum of the opponent and allows you to get around recovery, take a breather, if you will. That way, it gives you a nice break and breaks up the opponent's momentum. And I know that sounds weird because it's a tabletop role-playing game and most of the momentum is done with dice. It's a back and forth game. But I can't explain it, but it does help sometimes. Not all the time, but it can be advantageous. Sometimes retreating outside the ring can give your character a much-needed break as well. Just be careful because many opponents are more than willing to follow you out there to inflict even more damage. the outside the ring, the amount of damage that can be inflicted is tremendous. You got the concrete, you got steel chairs, you got the steel railing, you got the apron, the edge of the ring there, you got the steel pole. I mean, there's lots of options there. I plan to do more tactics videos in the future. These are by no means comprehensive, and situations change almost constantly. And it can change very quickly from round to round. Situational awareness is a trait you really, really need to develop. You have to know what's going on with you and your opponent. You have to know what's going on around you. Be aware of where you are in the ring. If your opponent is, for example, has a specialty submission hold, it might be nice to stay near the ropes so that if he gets you in it, you can reach over and grab the ropes, because that's sometimes a lot easier than trying to get out of it. I'm just saying. So yeah, keep stuff like that in mind. And if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them as best I can. I hope this finds everybody well, and I really hope you get muscle and play it. It's all it is fantasy combat set in the backdrop of professional wrestling. It is pure player versus player competition. Okay? If you win, great. If you lose, shake the man's hand and try to beat him next time. This game, it's all, there's no actual combat. It's all done with dice on a mat board. But the action can get very intense and bloody in the game. Okay? So keep that in mind. And above and beyond all else, the whole point is to have fun, right? I hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all.